Today, secrets will finally be revealed. Well, maybe it's not going to be that epic, but I'll do a thing. Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. And make sure to leave me your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below. Especially if you feel my future plans are completely terrible, which is what we're going to be talking about here today. Not how terrible my future plans are, but just my future plans, which are probably going to be terrible. And now that we are officially in the year 2022, and let's hope that it's a lot better than 2021 was, I felt this video was appropriate, not only just because of that, but also because, as you may know by now, the PS Vita has 100% officially, finally, at long last, reached end of life. At least if we can assume that East Asia Soft and Play Asia really are done with physical releases for the PS Vita. If you watch my tinfoil hat theory, you know that I still have a little bit of speculation about that, but for the sake of this video anyway, let's just say that yes, they are 100% completely done, which means no more new official games will be coming to our little handheld that could. So I have two categories when it comes to this. What I'm personally going to do now that PS Vita has finally reached end of life, and what the channel is going to do now that PS Vita has reached end of life, which I guess would still be me. So we'll start off with the first category, meaning what does the future of PS Vita hold for me personally outside of YouTube now that it's reached end of life? As you may know, when it comes to the Vita itself, my main passion, number one above everything else, has always been collecting for the handheld. In fact, that's what really made me start this channel. If you go back and look at my very early videos, it was all about collecting, all about physical releases. Then slowly, I started to slowly move into covering digital stuff, and then finally homebrew and whatnot, even if it wasn't something I was personally into, because hey, quite frankly, this channel is not about me, it's about you guys, and since you guys have an interest in these subjects, I felt duly obligated, and was more than happy to do so, in covering them, which I will still continue to do going forward. But numero uno has always been collecting, when it comes to me personally. So as you would imagine, East Asia Soft stepping out of the picture was a very big deal for me, both in stress and future plans. On the one hand, if they are officially completely done, a part of me is really happy about that because all of those stressful releases that I was barely able to get, that's finally all over with now. Just how low is my blood pressure now? Only my doctor knows for sure. It's probably still not good though. And I can move on to something that I've been ignoring for quite a while now just because we were still getting official English releases. And as you probably have guessed already, that goes to imports. Currently speaking now, I have a full English set, minusing Binding of Isaac because I had no idea that was actually real and I figured it was just a pipe dream, but it ended up not being a pipe dream, so yeah, that threw a monkey wrench into my plans. But until the day comes where I can actually finally obtain a copy of that, I am going to be focusing, yes, on imports. Now you might be asking, why am I focusing on imports now? Couldn't I have been doing that the whole time? Well, as I mentioned before, East Asia Soft was still releasing English titles for the Vita, and I've been burned many times in the past where I'm assuming that a certain game out there won't get an official English release. I purchased the import version, which more often than not is quite expensive, for it only to actually end up getting an English release, and then I have 2 copies of the game, and since I'm not really much of a double dipper, that's kind of a problem for me. If you've been with this channel long enough, you probably remember me talking about my Drive Girl fiasco where, yep, I imported a copy of that, assuming it wasn't going to be getting an English release, paid like $80 for it, and then what happens? A couple of weeks later, it gets announced that it's going to be coming to the US as a budget title. Yeah, that really hurt. And trust me, it happened with many other games too. So to prevent that from happening, I decided to stop buying PS Vita imports cold turkey until the system would finally stop getting any more English titles. And now seems like it would be a good time for that. In fact, this is one of the reasons why I have yet to still do a top 10, 50, 100 best PS Vita games in my opinion, is because there's still so many games out there, both English and non, that I want to experience before I would ever tackle a video such as that. I realize it's a topic you all have been asking for quite some time at this point, and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to that finally becoming a reality. It's one of the reasons too why you don't see that that many pickups videos on this channel much anymore. It's because the only real releases we were getting at this point was East Asia Soft releases, which I was already covering on the channel, so it seemed kind of redundant just to talk about them yet again in a pickups video. But I am happy to announce, guys, that I will be doing pickups videos once again, because now I can buy a lot of those games that I couldn't before. Or wouldn't in this case. I was my own prisoner. And I guess overall then, my New Year's resolution for 2022 will be to acquire more PS Vita imports. And I'm really looking forward to it too, because there's a lot of great games out there that doesn't require a whole lot of Japanese knowledge to enjoy. And even better, some of these games might be getting future unofficial fan translation English patches. Just kind of foreshadowing there. Oh, and speaking of foreshadowing, what does the future hold for this channel exactly now? Well, basically everything I've talked about in the past. I'm gonna keep continuing to cover as many PS Vita games as I possibly can, both digital, physical, and homebrew. I want to start doing reviews hopefully soon, and the biggest thing that I've been wanting to do, that I probably have been foreshadowing for many years now, is streaming. Now the reason why I haven't done streaming, and this is where I might need somebody's help out there in the audience, is I tried to stream in the past, but it looked like the computer I was using wasn't, I don't know, strong enough to handle the stream, and it kept disconnecting me all the time. And I have a pretty good internet connection here, so I don't believe it's that. So I don't know if it's gonna come down to me having to do something to my computer or just have to buy a completely new one. But for anyone out there who has any experience in streaming, please let me know what I need, because I'm kind of a noob when it comes to this. I have never streamed ever before in my life, so I don't know what I need and what I don't need, what's important, what's not important. Maybe there are certain websites that can handle this better for me. I just have no idea whatsoever. And yeah, that's pretty much my future plans for the PS Vita, both personal and professional, going forward. But what, guys, are you going to be doing with the PS Vita now in the year 2022? Are you going to be trying to handle that extreme backlog that I know many of you have? Are you going to be focusing on physical, digital, homebrew, whatever that might be? Please let me know in the comment section. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. A huge thank you and shout out to all these wonderfully generous supporters who help make this content possible, including Dr. Super Artie, Ricardo Martinez, Donut Valley, Nintendo Switch at 2 AM, Azumara, 1488 Dental, Rizal Pliskin, Smug Wolf, Mad Hargit, Mazgus, Tasha Monty, Eric DeWitt, Juan M. Hermosillo, Burzin Mystery, Kayonko, Hector Gonzalez, Jamie, Aridri, Robert Sylvester, Sabin Fire, Chris Foxhound, Shin Snake, Alan Iwazuk, Frayden, Zekrito, Robert Johnson, Bushin Ryu Cat, Milksama, Neo Arashi, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, B Mystery, Makis Blob, Michael O'Connor, H-Hitter, Jale, Joseph Shavak, Richard Cruz, PS Vita S, Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Rodrigo Vera, Crazy Cat, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Hado, VG Legends, Clayman Malarkey, BMF, Skullstrutugal TCG, Adam Thury, Per Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, and Gutter Drums. And a big thank you to Matthew Lehman and William Villagran for the recent PayPal donation. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do this down there. Can't support in this manner? Don't worry about it. Likes and shares can help equally as much. Oh, and geez, I'm gonna start collecting imports again. I wonder if East Asia Soft is gonna have any of those games get an English release now, certainly out of the blue. Can't imagine that ever happening. Honestly, I doubt that's gonna happen, but still, I'm worried.